Woo! The $1 million weekend challenge is over, and wow, what a ride, okay? Did I hit my goal? Yes, absolutely, but not in the way I expected or what I intended. 11:59. 11:59, look at that. We've done it. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. I'm just sat on the floor because I need to stretch my back. The work chair is uncomfortable. I need something stable, something solid. But yeah, I managed it. Managed to get a client. Got a deposit of £10. Got an affiliate sign up using Namecheap because they didn't have a domain. Got an affiliate sign up to System.io. My goodness. And already managed to redesign their logo. Sent them the finished product. They were really happy with that. It's already their Facebook page picture. I'm just so tired. But yeah, we did it, man. 48 hours. I guess £10 is like what, $12, $13 something? That's it. I mean, I literally have no offer. I didn't expect to do a logo. I didn't expect to be dealing with the car detailing and balloting. Real quick, I am just editing the video and I realized that I also didn't mention what I actually did for the client. So in the end, I actually managed to do a logo redesign just using Canva. We agreed on making a website and a booking system all on System.io. And that was the main thing. And then like you see in the previous video at the call, the next stages would have been stuff like content, optimizations on any processes or anything. But we just made a full booking system so they could start taking bookings from Facebook or Instagram or any direct messages, redirect them to their main page or their website page where it would be a funnel system that would enable them to book and have everything automated, review reminder emails being sent out to clients. My main focus was like website or like orientated service providing. And then also the video I've just edited and made, I had center stage on. So it looks, anytime I moved forward and back, it was refocusing. So apologies if that is distracting. I just know not to use that for next time. So yes, please enjoy the rest of the video and thank you again, right? And it was a weekend of a lot of fast decisions, a lot of real work, a lot of unexpected lessons. And I'm going to break it down in this video, starting with what worked well, some of the struggles I had, and how I do it differently next time. So just to let you know, like, yes, I did achieve the challenge. I did win. I got a single client signed and not completely as planned. So, you know, it's about staying adaptable. The goal was the destination, but the path was very flexible. What worked well with this was that the outreach and communication was prioritized over the building. So as much as I wanted to make a booking funnel, I didn't want to sit there meticulously making sure that the headline is as it should be or as I'd want it or the colors or anything like that. I used a pre-existing design. I simply made the booking available and then I shared that through my Instagram, which I did absolutely try through the Facebook group, but the post that I had actually sent, the group took very long to first look at it and review it, and then of course it wasn't approved. So I had to really like think of my feet and be flexible with that approach for sure. I think also what worked well was the inspiration followed action. So I didn't actually have an actual offer or any sort of audience or niche in mind. I just knew that I would first make my call or like my booking available and just see where it goes from there. I think also having it be quite lean and having rapid iteration was a huge like working in my favor, because there was nothing there that was like, it had to be like this. I was sort of going where the blessing was coming, essentially. Wherever I could close the client, that's where I'd actually double down and put more effort into. Yeah, and also what worked well was the unexpected help from friends and family. I was not aware that if I'd shared anything on my Instagram, because I only remade my Instagram a few weeks ago, so I only have 61 followers. Again, all friends and family, mostly from my Facebook. But to have them participate and help, even though they don't know what the challenge was, it was just me sharing that I'm available for work like this, worked out really well, and that was great as well. Another thing as well that worked well was honesty over credibility. So as much as it'd be really nice to be able to have a landing page or some sort of booking funnel with testimonials, I didn't have that, and so I was being very honest with that and with my client and anyone who potentially approached me. So I didn't necessarily have like a perfectly polished brand or anything like that. it was already fancy content, actually no content in fact. And it was just nice to know that through conversation, I was able to persuade and convince someone that this is actually something that we could work well together with. Yeah, direct calls over DMs as well. Like I am obviously going to now broaden into DM outreach, but being able to go from a few DMs right into a book call worked tremendously in my favor because I work better in conversation. You know, if I can actually get on the phone and shoot the shit with something I am versed in, with someone that needs the help, it just flows a lot more naturally. Hence why my call wasn't necessarily as professional, but it was definitely had a lot of the key phrases and words that were needed for the client to actually trust in my ability to perform the work. So I also had many plates spinning. What I mean by that is I didn't just rely on the Facebook outreach in the System.io group. I didn't just rely on the Instagram. I didn't know it was even an option, but I had enough things going that I could try, and whether something different, like if something failed, it just meant that I was able to actually go down a different route, and that actually worked tremendously in my favor because every little win or loss didn't feel that, you know, that monumental or that trifling or anything. I was able to really just adapt and keep it stepping. So what didn't work so well? In all honesty, I didn't rehearse my sales call. That was the main thing I had a problem with, I would say. I didn't rehearse what it is I was going to say, although I had the script and I had it in front of me. And that really shot me in the foot a little bit. There are a lot of key things I should have said, but there's also, it would have been nice to actually have rehearsed it to know what it is I'm getting myself into and be able to, like I said in my previous video with the actual live client call, I would have been able to also really anchor in like a final price, even if it's heavily discounted. At least I would know that there's a price that I'm willing to do this for, and it's like beyond just getting the dollar, right? I think that setting the bar so low was also like shooting myself in the foot for sure, because what I am capable of doing is far greater in value than like $1, you know? And so, yeah, I think if I'd rehearsed that script, I would have then readjusted the goal a tiny bit, and not readjusted it in terms of like making it like a different goal, but just increasing the expectation to say actually what I'm capable of doing is probably worth more than $1, right? So I would have definitely won the challenge or completed the challenge anyway, but I would have also done it in a way that was beneficial both for myself as well as my client, right? So I think the other main problem, the main thing that went wrong was I decided to do this challenge on the Thursday, okay? I started like planning this out with GPT on the Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday, that's when I began actually recording the video. But what's wrong with this anyway is that I should have done the challenge, recorded and documented it as I was going, and then made the video after the fact, right? I shouldn't have recorded and edited. So on the Saturday, I made my first video, the very first video on this YouTube channel, in fact, and then for like 4 hours, I was working on the YouTube channel, not on the challenge, right? And then same thing Sunday. So by the time Sunday came, I was doing a lot of actual, like doing the building of the funnel and recording it. But when I realized I didn't have time to actually edit, that's when I then did the outreach through Instagram and all that stuff. So as much as it was a 48-hour challenge, I really must have only spent like 8 hours, maybe 12 total on doing the actual work to get the challenge done. And the rest of it was the YouTube channel. So it felt more like a challenge of, can I do a YouTube challenge in 48 hours and film the challenge? You know what I mean? So it was definitely a bit higgledy-piggledy. And yeah, I think the lack of structure with that made it that much harder to actually do. The structure in general for the challenge, like, because I did prep for the Thursday and Friday, I probably could have just done a bit more in terms of like allotting my time and saying I get this done by this day and make sure I'm outreaching by this day at this time for this long, because then I would also be able to implement feedback and iterations. So yeah, I think total, the worst case scenario, the worst thing that I did not do so well was for sure like structure and separating the YouTube video from the actual challenge I'm recording for the YouTube video. But a lot of it was also to unstifle myself and get myself not only doing more outreach for my own work and personal work and endeavors, but also like putting that out there on YouTube, right? And so it's definitely been a very big learning curve. Like a lot has been learned in such a short time, and I could have spaced it out. That's all I'm saying. But I guess I didn't, and I was able to handle it, and I'm grateful for that anyway. But what I'd do differently next time, for sure, is I would pre-plan the challenge. Say I would pre-plan the challenge like Monday to Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, well, Thursday I'd have a good night's rest, okay? Friday I would start, and then be finished by a Sunday or something, if it was for 48 hours anyway, but like definitely pre-plan it a bit more, schedule it into my calendar so I know when I'm doing which tasks exactly, right? And then leave the editing of the video till after the challenge is done. So I think that's the only thing though. The challenge itself was great. The recording has been great. Unfortunately, I haven't stuck to my schedule upload, or my upload schedule rather, because of it taking longer, and also then now, when by the time I was done with the challenge on Sunday, I was then away for the two days afterwards visiting a friend, and then I only got back to actually being able to edit the videos by Wednesday. So, and while doing that, I was also then doing the work for the client I'd now closed. So I would for sure like even prolong the time for starting with the client, right? I could have said to them, let me start the following weekend, and then I could have just got through this backlog of work. So it's just getting better with some sort of time management really. But yeah, for the most part, like I will definitely do another challenge again. And yeah, I mean, it went fantastic if I'm honest. And it's just set me up for a really amazing like few days and next coming weeks. And it's launched a YouTube channel. So a lot came out of it, but otherwise it's definitely possible, and it's possible to do all at the same time. There's no one way that works. And yeah, I really hope that everyone enjoyed this. If you did watch it, whenever you watch it, because it most likely won't be when the challenge was done. And yeah, I really appreciate that. So follow or subscribe, comment below what you found interesting about the challenge, and just reach out. Maybe you can get in contact through Facebook or Instagram, and keep an eye out for the next one. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.